Okay, I'm live again, but Minecraft crashed, and I don't really feel like fighting it for the next couple hours, trying to get it to work so that I could stream Minecraft. It was already supposed to be pretty much the bare minimum when it comes to mods, mostly focused on optimizing performance and minimizing lag. Um, but that's not working, so I'm going to abort that idea for now and just talk. So, as I was saying, I tend to sleep in because getting up early feels like intruding on my partner's um, not privacy, just routine, habits. And then I'm asleep by the time she actually gets up, so I don't notice when she gets up, and I end up sleeping in way late. Um, but today we went to get for her birthday her nose pierced. She got the piercings that will let you connect them via a chain, and they look really nice. But I had to go do that, so I didn't end up doing a get ready with me stream, and I don't know. I might do one tomorrow. I might not do one until midway through the month because these piercings here are supposed to be healed on the 18th, and then I can actually do some makeup, which I meant to buy when I was at Walmart earlier today, but I didn't. I'm out of foundation, I know that much. Um, But once they're healed, I can do foundation with them and actually, get that done and have proper get ready with me streams instead of just trying to do eye makeup and failing. And really, the purpose of that is to just instill good habits in myself as a person because right now I don't have them and I don't put in extra effort to look nice and I don't do any makeup anymore, even though I used to wear a full face daily in college. And um, sorry, I'm getting distracted by my dog out the window. But maybe I could get back to that and it would be, I would feel better about myself if I got back to that point. And I'm wondering why it worked so well yesterday, the Streamlabs software. Why am I getting skipped frames now? Why is this just not working? I am going to pull up my own stream um, on Twitch and see if this is just unwatchable because that would annoy me. I've got nothing open. I'm not playing a game. Is it just my internet connection? Am I just doomed? I'm gonna open my drink as well. I got this so that I could do like a 4 hour Minecraft marathon, but I guess that's not happening. Ooh. So, some of my goals with streaming like this would be to do those get ready with me streams. And while doing the get ready with me's, like I said, it's still the habit of doing my makeup more, of picking out nicer outfits that take a little bit more effort instead of just going the easy route the whole time. I want to start running on the treadmill again. I say running. very enthusiastically, but I mean walking a couple miles at a time, like 2 miles per hour, because I can't run with my birth defect, and I my stream won't load. My stream won't load at all on Twitch, and I'm being told that I'm getting 35% skipped frames. I don't know what I'm doing or how to fix it. Um, if that is not apparent, I've got the stream pulled up now, and see, there's other me. Um, I'm not noticing the skipped frames, so that's a relief. Just like in my chest, I'm off my anxiety meds, so the smallest things have given me anxiety lately. But at least it's watchable. I don't feel as bad. Um, I really would like to have this be a kind of renaissance for me, a revival of caring about myself and my presentation and putting in effort. Just talking to you now, bare minimum, has reminded me that I meant to go and get foundation at Walmart. I meant to have that little tiny, tiny symbol of commitment to this idea, and I feel like I should go and get it. I might make an extra trip back out to Walmart today. One, just to have something to do, but also to get that and start these admittedly very dumb get ready with me ideas. Um, I got a new swimsuit at Walmart today, and we got a pool set up in the backyard. So that will be fun. I just got to be very careful not to splash my fiance's nose because those piercings I mentioned, they're going to be healing for the next 3 months, around the same time it took for these to heal. It really surprised me at the piercer's office to watch her get the same piercings I had done in October. And I'm sitting there, I remember getting them done, and I remember being surprised that it didn't really hurt like at all. And it really felt kind of neat when they punctured the cartilage. And to the smallest extent, because it's not important in the slightest, I was kind of looking forward to discussing that with her after the fact. But when they started piercing her nose, oh my God. It was not the same experience. She was in a lot of pain. She was crying. She was basically, she screamed whenever it happened, and she was shaking for several minutes afterwards, talking like she was going to pass out. Um, so that goes to show you the differences in our pain tolerances with my chronic pain disorder. Um, Because I feel pain. I don't think of it as having a really high pain tolerance. In my case, because I'm in pain a lot. It's like I must not have much of a tolerance if it's really getting to me all the time. When I got my eyebrows done, my eyebrow piercings done back in February. Yes, it was February. Um, they were the most painful piercings I had gotten up to this point in my life, and I honestly considered possibly tapping out after the first one and just having an asymmetrical piercing. And I didn't, obviously, but it was something. So it's experiences like that, being able to feel pain and feel pain to that extent that I'm like, oh, I must not have a pain tolerance worth shit. Like that's something people say, but doesn't really mean anything. And then something like this happens where my partner gets the same piercing as me, and she gets her nose pierced, and my reaction was just, huh, that was neat. And hers is, I'm going to fucking pass out. I did not mean to cuss there. Gonna have to try and start cussing less. But that was just odd to me, and I've been thinking about that a lot. Um, is that male for me or? Oh, okay. Um, yeah, Minecraft didn't work. I started playing it, and my computer decided that every program that was on it was just going to crash all at once. So I don't know. I'm gonna be working on that, trying to fix it. But right now, I'm doing just another talking stream, trying to encourage myself to actually do the get ready with me I was supposed to do this morning, tomorrow morning. But what I realized was I woke up and you were still asleep, and I felt bad. If I were to get up, it would be like messing with you, and our place is really small. Um, you want to come on camera? Just for like that, show them the piercings. I've been talking about them. Everybody, yeah, that's my fiance. She's the most amazing person in the world. And I honestly didn't expect her to get on camera because she was really against it. Um, but I had more to talk about. I had this whole plan going. I downloaded Minecraft's, what's it called? It was called Fabulously Optimized, and it was going to have all the performance mods so that I could just stream what is essentially vanilla Minecraft. And it did worse than when I had 100 something mods downloaded trying to play that for some reason. Like, Minecraft never crashed whenever I was trying to play the Tensura mod and I had like 150, 170 mods downloaded. But it crashed this time. Okay. Yeah. 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 So I'm trying to relaunch Minecraft now. I know I said I would just do a talking stream, but talking about that to my partner just now, it annoys me not knowing why that happened because it's got 100 mods less than the other day when I tried to stream, and I couldn't go 2 minutes. I don't know. And it wouldn't be the hardest thing for me to just change the scenes on Streamlabs and go back to it if it did decide to work. That would be something I could do. And while I'm waiting for that to launch, I guess I could show you random shit around my house because I have this bunny that we got for a whole dollar at the thrift store. And we've seen her and other bunnies like her being sold at like Walmart for 20 something dollars for like Easter, or maybe it was Valentine's Day, but I think it was Easter. And we got it for a dollar. So her name is Olive and she's great. And we have far too many stuffed animals for the size of our house that I will show you sometime, but I can't really move my laptop and effectively do these things. Um, oh my God, the skipped frames have shot up to 70%. Is that because I tried to launch Minecraft? Did I doom everything? Give me 1 second. It looks like it's running fine. I don't know. I hope the audio is okay, but it says that it's skipping frames. Hmm. Maybe I need to just give up on Minecraft like I said I was going to. Also, if you haven't noticed, I am much more, I would say, anxious about doing this while my partner is across the room. Hi. Uh, because like I said, I'm off my anxiety meds and the pharmacy is not refilling them. And that's a whole hassle. But I feel like I should talk about what's going on in my life. And there's like nothing going on in my life, if you understand. So I'm at a loss, and this is possibly one of the most pointless streams because I don't even have the excuse I had yesterday of doing my nails. And I'm honestly eyeballing the little cubby spot next to my bed where I keep the makeup to just do something, you know? I could. Because my entire plan was Minecraft, and that just went out the window. But then I'm also, buying time for Minecraft to launch itself, for Curse Forge to actually work, because it says it's running. It's going to pop up anytime now. And maybe my computer just isn't as good as I thought it was. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. That's more than most computers I've owned in the past couple decades. They've all been laptops, so maybe that factors in. But I'm not a computer person, so I wouldn't know. I thought I was going to be a computer person growing up, but it's just never happened. And what I really wish would happen is someone would come into the stream and start talking to me in the chat, because right now I'm trying to essentially artificially recreate a that kind of dynamic when I've got no stimuli coming in, and it just would be easier for me. But I don't know. Um, I might try again after I come back from going to Walmart a second time, like I was saying earlier. Or maybe when Minecraft decides to get its shit together and it actually launches, it'll work. And then I'll just be able to stream for 4 hours and I won't have bought this energy drink for nothing. We will see. Um, so when it comes to further content on these streams, I was also planning on streaming Arena tonight, Magic the Gathering Arena, um, because I've got to do my daily quest anyway, so why not? And I was also planning at some point to stream deck analysis for Magic the Gathering. Um, Not for standard, because Arena, on the Arena content, I would be playing standard, but I prefer Commander by far. And by extension, I prefer Brawl in Arena. But I've got some decks saved to tapped.com that I could go over and really show you my viewpoints on. Not that I'm anything close to professional. I haven't played in competitive tournaments since college. A lot of what I'm talking, a lot of what I say in these streams is going to go back to, well, I haven't really done anything of note at all since college, and that's more or less true, and that's part of why I'm doing this to get myself back into the swing of everything involved in life. If I get myself to put more effort into myself, if I'm back to running on the treadmill, then my disability will be less impactful, ideally, on my life. I'll be able to be more active, like physically active, walking around. Able-bodied people, they don't realize the big difference it makes because ever since I was in the wheelchair, um, shortly after COVID, not that it was related, I was in the wheelchair for over a year just because I was doing so bad. And I got myself out of the wheelchair through essentially sheer determination. Um, and that makes me sound kind of cool, but I'm not. I want to be very direct with that here. I moved back to my grandma's house in my hometown because I had nothing. My long-term relationship with my ex-fiance had just ended, and um, I ended up living with her for about a year and a half, 2 years, while I looked for my own place that I could afford on my disability income. And what happened was I started doing what I could remember of my physical therapy exercises every night. And I didn't have a treadmill, but I was back in the little holler that I grew up in. So I walked from her house to my childhood house. It wasn't that far, but I then would walk from my childhood house down to the old abandoned factory, which was probably like a mile, 2 miles, maybe, if I generously estimate, which was a lot for someone who was used to being in a wheelchair. And then I'd walk back to my grandma's house in like a triangle shaped path. And between the physical therapy, the using those Canadian crutches that hang off your arms, um, and all the walking, I got back to walking and not really horribly, horribly missing the wheelchair as I had, because my grandma's house was not designed for a wheelchair and I just couldn't rely on it. And America isn't designed for wheelchair users and I couldn't rely on that. Um, so another kind of arc of that type of improvement is what I'm hoping for when it comes to what I'm going to accomplish here, except instead of being heavily focused on my disability, I want to, at the same time, focus on my depression and get myself back out into the world because I know from past experience with major depression, and I do have major depressive disorder as well as some other things, getting yourself back out into the world, it makes so much difference. Somehow getting over that speed bump of putting in what effort you don't feel like you have the oomph to put in, it makes all the difference. When I was living with my grandma, my anxiety was through the roof. Um, she has early onset dementia. Things were stressful. I didn't have my partner who I'd grown to rely on. I didn't have the disability aids I'd grown to rely on. I didn't have enough money to do a lot of anything independently. I was still paying on a lease for an apartment I wasn't even living in. I was without a car. I couldn't do anything. It was so stressful. But I was so depressed, and I hadn't been that depressed in years. And what I decided to do was kind of based on the movie Yes Man. I love that movie, but it's a comedy. And the general gist is this depressed person, this very, do nothing person, goes to a self help seminar. And the gist of the self help is just say yes to opportunities as they come. But he takes it so literally, and he just says yes to everything that is presented. So I was kind of doing a light version of that. Whenever there was something my family would ask me if I wanted to go to, instead of saying no and staying home, I would go. I would go to baby showers. I would go shopping. I would go help my mother and volunteer at the daycare she ran at the time. And just doing things mattered so much back then. And I'm not as aimlessly, horribly depressed as I was at that time in my life. But it did teach me the lesson that just doing things, no matter what it is, matters. It really does. Um, so we're about to hit a 30-minute mark for this stream. And shortly after I do so, I've given up on Minecraft again. I closed that down when it opened because we were dropping 80% of our frames. Um, when we pass the 30-minute mark, I'm going to get up and around and go back to Walmart, and I'll do a little practice makeup stream. I can't really say it's get ready with me 'cause I'm already dressed for the day. Um, and we'll just see what happens. So maybe I'll become a just chatting streamer instead of Minecraft for now because my computer sucks so much. And maybe that's fine. Or less likely, very maybe, I will try and run Minecraft with less RAM allocated and possibly less or no mods at all and see if that works. It's all just getting a feel for what my options are for the next couple streams for this week, we'll say. This week is a practice week. Yeah. But to anyone who sees this, because I will be uploading it to YouTube later, to anyone who relates to the idea that they wish they could do something, but they just don't have it in them, my very tedious, non professional advice is do it anyway, in the smallest of ways. Do something anyway. Get it done, even partially done. Take the stupidest, smallest steps. There's no shame. There's no shame at all. Shame doesn't exist. Shame is a social construct. Shame is something that's been taught to you, drilled into your brain. No matter how small the step, No matter how weird the activity, if it's something that you put effort into and it gives you either that distraction or, if you're lucky, that motivation, do it. That's what I plan to do. We've passed the 30-minute mark. I'm glad I kind of found a little bit of a topic to discuss by the end there. But my name is Missy, and I will definitely, at least I plan on, streaming later today. Um, within maybe after dinner because it's so close to 5, and in my mind dinner's at 5 because I have the soul of an old person. I'll be back, and I thank anyone for watching this. Just even if you just have it on the background, I do that. Not with my own stuff. That would be weird, but I'll see ya.